lateral neck rack bridge. Now the reason I'm using a rack is now you can start to adjust and play with the height more versus say using a wall to perform this exercise. Essentially the lower you go, the harder it's going to be, the higher it is, the easier. So play with that based on your ability and based on the time requested in the program. Now when it comes to the setup, two things to keep in mind. You want to make sure that you're pushing against the rack. If I was pushing from the opposite direction, I run the risk of the bar slipping out whilst I'm performing the exercise. Obvious reasons, we don't want that to happen. Second, make sure you've got comfortable and good padding that's going to provide enough support for cushioning. You could use like a thin yoga mat or something like that, but just make sure you've laid up enough and it's not going to slip and slide underneath you when you're performing the exercise. So here I'm using a really thick exercise gym mat. Now, assuming that's all set up, exercise is very straightforward. If I'm working my left side first, then my left leg is going to come out in front. So it's going to look like this. Alright, I'm going to start by resting my forehead on the rack, feet out to the side, and then left leg in front, and holding. So you're going to hold for your designated amount of time. If done correctly, you should feel the muscle on the lateral side of your neck working. Some things to avoid is sort of crunching up and cranking your neck like that. That's a very common mistake. You want to try and maintain a neutral posture position. So you're essentially straight line all the way down, but you're just pivoting now from the side. Other than that, setup is pretty straightforward. Make sure you challenge yourself and make sure you're pushing against the rack, not away from the rack.